Today is a rainy day and I just have to make some kind of a bhajia or pakora. I'm going to make Kanda Bhaji, which is a Maharashtrian-style onion pakora. These were a staple growing up in Mumbai for me. They are a crispier and spicier version of the onion bhajia that I've already shown you how to make, and they're just so delicious, so crispy. So let me show you how to make these super easy and crispy and delicious Kanda Bhaji. Start by cutting 2 onions pole to pole. So I'm going to peel them, cut them lengthwise. Add the salt. And mix it in really well. Just kind of rub it into the onions, because this will help the onions release their liquid, which is going to be the only liquid that we add to these bhaji. So I always salt them first and let them sit while I prepare the other ingredients. Just give it a nice mix and let this hang out. Now chop the cilantro. You can add as much or as little cilantro as you like. If you don't like the taste of cilantro, don't add it. But cilantro is a really big part of Maharashtrian cuisine and is so delicious in these Kanda Bhaji. Okay, and I like to just run the knife the other way as well to chop it finely. Okay. All right, add it to the onion and green chili. I have a pretty spicy serrano here. You can choose to remove the seeds and the stems if you like. I'm gonna just leave them because this is meant to be a spicy dish. But you can obviously adjust the spice level to your liking. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Okay, add that in. Now mix in the greens with the onions. I like to use a fork, but I'll eventually end up using my hands as well. Now I'm going to add some dhana jiru, which is coriander and cumin. Have some red chili powder. On the streets of Bombay, on the streets of Mumbai, they would be adding a lot more Kashmiri chili powder than that. But I do have a spicy green chili added as well, so I'm moderating the heat here a little bit. Also some turmeric. And I'm just going to go in with my hands and mix this in and distribute it really well with the rest of the ingredients. Now I'm going to add some rice flour. And mix that in. Rice flour adds crispiness. Okay, and then I also have the besan, which is the chickpea flour. I'm going to add a little bit at a time to mix it in evenly, and depending on the onions, you may or may not need all of the besan. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of the besan, and depending on how much liquid I have, once I have let the onions rest, I may need to add a little bit more besan. It's looking a little dry, which is perfectly okay. This is what we want. Okay, just going to let this sit for about 10 minutes. Then we'll be ready to make our Kanda Bhaji. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to give this a mix. And this looks pretty good. I think I'm going to add a little more besan because the onions are not coated as well as I would like them to be. And there is plenty of liquid. You can see a lot of moisture on the onions. Just going to add a couple more tablespoons of besan and give that a mix. That looks pretty good to me, but you can also add a little more besan. I'll run a test batch. I'll just fry up one little morsel, see how well coated it is, and I may add a little more besan if I need it. I'm going to check the temperature of the oil by adding a little piece of batter in. That looks perfect because it's bubbling up and rising to the top right away. Okay, I'm going to let that remain in there and add in a test little scoop. I'm just going to use my fork and scoop up a small cluster. This looks nice and done. This looks nice and done. I'm going to transfer it onto my sheet. I saw someone on TikTok using a cooling rack for frying, and I thought I'd try it. Normally I use paper bags or paper towels, but I'm trying this and I'll let you know how it works out. That's really good. It's really crispy. It's perfect. Okay, since that worked out perfectly, I'm just gonna start plopping in. I'm gonna grab a second fork and little clusters. You can put several, as long as there's a little room in your oil, you can add a cluster. And then give it a mix and let it fry until nice and golden. Okay, there you have it. Kanda Bhaji, Maharashtrian-style onion pakora. These are so crispy, they look perfect, but let me show you how crispy they actually are. You hear that? Oh, so perfect. Nice and crispy. I'm gonna taste it. I have some Maharashtrian-style dry chili chutney, which is one of my favorites. Okay. That is so good. Super crunchy, and the onions are sweet, and the chilies add the perfect level of heat. It's spicy, crunchy, delicious, and sweet from the onions. So good. Takes me right back to road trips that we used to take throughout Maharashtra, and we'd stop at roadside stands and have some Kanda Bhaji and maybe some thumbs up or some chai. Perfection. All right, there you have it. Maharashtrian style Kanda Bhaji.